You know, my biggest issue that I need to work on actually health-wise is eating at night before bed. It'd make my life a lot easier, but I'm a night eater and it's not a good thing. Hey, I'm Josh Duhamel and I'm here with Men's Health Magazine to talk a little bit about my diet and how it relates to my training. The philosophy behind my diet is everything in moderation, including moderation. I do eat pretty well most of the time, but I do like to eat naughty things too, you know? I just had pizza on the way here today. True story. You know, most of the week I eat really well, and then a couple days out of the week I don't. Well, it depends, you know? Sometimes if they want you to get shirtless, and thankfully I'm not that guy so much anymore, because it's a lot. It's a lot of work to get like down to what, you know, they want you to look like. I like to do it just because I think it's a good goal to sort of set for yourself, forced to sort of follow this regimen that you wouldn't otherwise probably follow. So I don't mind that part of it. We've also been doing, by the way, me and my buddies, these 72-hour fasts, which are no joke. You get coffee, tea, I have a little chicken broth and a little pickle juice, but that's it for 72 hours. And now that we have a whole group of buddies doing it, I think it makes it easier. You have friends to bounce it off of. Those first 24 hours are tough. By like hour 60, I could literally eat my arm off. I do. I take a whole variety of vitamins. I've been pretty open recently about TRT. It's so important for men to at least get their levels checked, especially when they get up to their 40s, 50s, 60s, because you don't have to grow old quickly. You can lengthen that out and live a really full, active life for much longer than I think we expect we can. I have this food delivery service that really sort of keeps me on track. It's chicken, it's steak, it's a lot of vegetables. I do have a green smoothie in the morning. I have a routine that I stick to pretty well. And then on the weekends, for having burgers or having pizza, you know, I'm not afraid to jump into that too. Preparing for Ransom Canyon, and we were living in an area called Tasuke, which is outside of Santa Fe a bit. Man, those chips and queso were so good. So you'd have to constantly try to find things that weren't too cheesy or too fried chippy or too, you just manage. You have to sort of adapt to whatever environment you're in, and we have to do that a lot. The preparation with there wasn't so much the diet, it was more about that ranch life, getting back in the saddle and riding, and learning how to rope, learning how to wrangle cattle. I never actually did it on the show, so I'm not sure why we worked so hard on it. Being at my place in Minnesota, I do a lot of that stuff. Maybe not with cattle or horses, but just fixing things, and it's very ranchy out there in its own right. So that was a lot of prep without even knowing I was prepping. I think I've always been, my mom was very nutrition oriented. She was eating egg whites before anybody was. Back in the 80s, she would order at a restaurant like, Mom. So I've always had a real mind for it, but at the same time, I like to eat fast food too. I just keep it 80% healthy, 20% I like to have fun and eat. Breakfast, I've actually been eating less breakfast lately. I've been trying to wait until like 12 or 1 to eat. I'll definitely have coffee in the morning. I'll snack on some of the stuff I'm making my son before he goes to school, but I've been eating much less for breakfast just because I find that it helps me stay sort of at my fighting weight. And then for lunch, I'll have one of the meals that I have delivered. If I'm not doing that, I'm not gonna cook it myself. And if I don't have the food delivery, I'll probably just go get a cheeseburger somewhere. So it's the one way that I force myself to stay pretty regimented when it comes to my diet. It's anything from a salad to chicken and rice, vegetables. I mean, there's a whole variety of things that they send, but I know that it's healthy, at least healthy adjacent. So I don't have to think too much about it because I don't know whether it's discipline or just the time to really think too much about it. I just want it to kind of be there and know that I'm not just eating crap all day. Again, it can be anything from chicken, broccoli, steak, rice, pizza. The diet. I really enjoy training. If I'm not training, my mind goes a little wacky. I need to do it just to keep my mind right. My favorite carb is cinnamon rolls. My go-to comfort food is my mother's mashed potatoes, meatballs, and gravy. Favorite protein? I think my favorite protein is probably a nice steak. Favorite family recipe, I would say I make a really good lasagna. I sort of perfected it in college. I'm not sure any sort of chefs of any pedigree would Probably rank it very high, but I love it. I do it with ground turkey, low-fat cottage cheese. I mix in sliced black olives into the cottage cheese. I'm never too particular about the sauce. I like to do like an arrabbiata sauce with like a garlic tomato sauce. Mix that. I'll put some Parmesan on the sauce to make it nice and cheesy. And then I put my lasagna noodles down, meat sauce down. I put my cottage cheese olive mix on top of that, and then I rinse and repeat. And then a mixture of Mexican blend cheese and mozzarella, and I sprinkle that, and I sprinkle a little pepper on top, and it's so good. Smooth or chunky peanut butter, I really like both, but I'm gonna go with smooth. What food that isn't flaming hot should be made flaming hot? Cinnamon rolls. My relationship to bread, I love bread. I mean, who doesn't? Do I ever eat in bed? Yeah, I eat in bed a lot. It drives my wife crazy. You know, my biggest issue that I need to work on actually health-wise is eating at night before bed. Because if I didn't do that, it'd make my life a lot easier. I wouldn't have to work out as hard, and I probably wouldn't have to eat as well during the day. But I'm a night eater, and it's not a good thing. Favorite French fry form? Say that 5 times. It would be the straight fry. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I mean, yeah, but no. It's its own thing. It's meat inside of bread, but you don't say, I'm gonna have a hot dog sandwich. Hot dog's a hot dog. All right, thanks for watching, and that's pretty much how I live my life. Josh Duhamel for Men's Health.